Hello everyone, hope you're all doing good. Today we will be studying lecture number 2 of Principles of Management. So the lecture outcomes, the things you are going to study in this lecture is that we'll be discussing business environment, the external environment of a company, the factors which affect the external environment, the task environment, the general environment, step, product change, and as well as process change. Assignment would be discussed later. As I'll be done with the lecture, I'll be telling you guys what you need to do as an assignment. Okay, starting off the lecture. Earlier in lecture number 1 we discussed what management is and what a manager is, the level of management, their hierarchy, as well as we studied what an organization is. Now today we are going to study what business environment is and the factors affecting the business environment in an organization. If a business environment is affected in an organization, then the whole organization is affected by the environment. Obviously, it means that there's no use of anything if the environment is not good. So yeah, there are factors which affect the business environment externally as well as internally. There are two types of business environments: external environment as well as internal environment of an organization. Studying the external environment first. What an external environment is: set of forces and conditions outside the organization that influence the organization. External mean outside the organization, obviously, right? So these are the factors which affect the organization externally. There are two types of external environmental factors: task environment as well as general environment. What a task environment is: forces that have a high potential for affecting organization on immediate basis. On short term, task environment affects external environment at a huge extent, but for long term, general environmental factors affect the external environment of a company, of a business at a greater level, right? Because they are more generic, they are more huge. The task environment are related to external tasks, so they are lesser effective on a long-term basis. So first we'll go with the general environmental factors. In order to remember the general environmental factors, what you need to remember is step. There are 5 factors which affect the general environment, which is social, technological, economic, political, and competitive. So the word step will make you remember the sequence of the 5 factors. Okay, proceeding on. Social-cultural factors. What are social-cultural factors? The factors within the society, including the demographics. What is demographic mean? Demographics means the age, gender, income, education of each and every member of a society. Right? Whenever someone studies a society, the first thing to study is their demographics. All the factors are included in the demographic segmentation, in the demographics of a society, basically. Demographics impact the organization and its output. How does it impact the organization's output? What is organizational output? Is that the product the organization is making, right? For example, demographic factors such as the health is affecting increase in health issues. Like nowadays, the corona is the reason for increasing health issues in the society all over the world. So what is happening? It is improving the industry for pharmaceuticals, and the medical industry is flourishing. Along with the medical industry, the sanitizer, the hand wash, the soap industry is proceeding. But on the other hand, the food industry is going is not going at its best. Yeah, but there are some industry which are like shutting down, like clothing industry in Pakistan. It's being affected at the hugest level, at the greatest level. So yeah, if we look internally, the education, as we have seen, demographics include education as well. So looking into effect of demographics on internally to an organization is that when a person is technologically aware of all the new gadgets, of all the new technological innovations, he will be more inclined towards greater production within the company as compared to the people who are like 50 plus of the age and they have no experience about technology. They're not tech savvy. So being technologically aware impacts the organization's output, right? Along with demographics, what impacts the socio-cultural factors include the societal values of people, right? They change with time, they develop with time. What are societal values? For example, pollution. People don't like pollution. They don't use products creating pollution because it's not good for their health. Taking an example of Ford, Ford, they were making SUVs which were like the best of the best cars, sports utility vehicles. They were making sports utility vehicles which were very in the market, and people were like crazy about it. But with time, people realized that SUVs are very bad for, and they are creating pollution and they are not good for your health. So their societal values forced them to shift towards hybrid. So what Ford did, they had to shift along with people's societal values in order to flourish in the industry. Otherwise, Toyota was like breaking all the records of any car industry, right? So then after social cultural factors comes the technological factors. Technological information can spell birth of one while cause death of another. If you are an organization who has to flourish in the industry, who has to be the best, you have to be updated technologically in today's life, right? Because if you are not technologically updated, then you are just going to die. There are two types of technological changes: product and process. What is product technological change? As from the name we can see, product technological change, any change within the product, right? For example, addition of any new feature in the product, as the feature can be enhanced because of keeping in mind the societal values, keeping in mind any other factor, keeping in mind people's comfort. We can take the example of diaper industry. As we know that Pampers is the number one, P&G is the king of diaper industry. But what happened was that fluff pulp was an ingredient added in the diapers, which were that the diapers were thin and comfortable for the kids. They were not like huge bags of like Pampers. So what happened that people in the US, they shifted from P&G, from Pampers, to the diaper industry of China, the Japanese diapers, because they were more compatible for their kids. Their diapers, the product, which is the diaper, that was enhanced. The new features were added. You can see in the mobile industry as well, the new technological factors which are added, new features are added day after the other, and they are successful. People go for that, right? So that product technological changes include the feature addition into the product, while process technological changes include lower production cost, like the changes within the process of making that product, right? They have mentioned the example of Walmart. You all should know what Walmart is. Walmart is the largest retailer in the world. They are like grocery stores, and they are the merchandisers. They deal with the merchandisers all over the world. They are the biggest retailers in the world. Okay. So what they did, their process technological change was that they introduced tracking system for their merchandisers, within which they got to know that which products are selling the best in the market. So they made sure that the products which are the best sellers of the market, they don't go out of their shelves, due to which the industry, the Walmart, the retail industry, Walmart became the king of the retail industry because they were up to date. Their tracking system tracked each and every product which is the hot seller of the time, and they made sure it's available on the rack. So yeah, they improved the process, right? They didn't improve the brand, they improved the process within the brand, right? Then comes the economic forces affecting a business environment externally. Economic forces includes economic conditions, economic cycles, and structural changes. The economic conditions are the short-term conditions which are faced by a country for a shorter period of time. For example, in Pakistan, the inflation, unemployment, these are the things which are affected on a shorter period of time. In long term, we know that inflation will be gone, inshallah, and unemployment rate would also decrease. So economic forces, businesses, what they do, that they keep in mind that the current economic conditions are such that there is high inflation, so they'll make sure that the products they are making are not so much higher in price that the target market cannot afford it, right? For a shorter period of time, they'll maybe launch some packages or maybe some deals, offers for the customers. Other than that, in economic cycles, they are up and down in the economy for a particular time period. Sometimes the economy is going very well, so their rules, regulations, conditions, they are set up to the situation of the country, of the economy at that particular time. While in the downturn, the economic keeping the economy in mind, the brands set their rules and procedures accordingly, right? We can take the example of food industry. McDonald's introduces several offers, several packages, several meals when they see the economic downturn. But in economies like the US, there is no such package for Happy Meal like we do, right? And sanitizer industry was not so much flourishing back in the days when there was no corona, and the sanitizers were not out of stock and they were not so expensive. Nowadays, every sanitizer company is like the king of every industry. They are short on the rack, they are tough to be available, they are not available in the market, and if available, they are expensive. So yeah, keeping the economic cycles in mind, they have increased their production, and along with the production, they have increased their prices as well. That is what companies do. After economic cycles, another economic factor is structural changes. Structural changes are big changes which are there in the economy for generations. So companies have to keep in mind the structural changes, the permanent changes within an economy. For example, in India, McDonald's can't launch chicken burger or beef burger because they know that people are vegetarian, so they introduce veg burgers. That is not a temporary change. People are not going to like chicken or mutton. They are not going to start eating chicken in India. So yeah, that is a huge change, which is a permanent change in the economy. Political and legal forces. The laws, every country has a specific law for its industries, which every industry has to follow. Keep Pakistan aside because there's no such example in my mind in relating Pakistan, but yeah, there are several laws. For example, in the US, there are laws against racism, which doesn't allow. So there are certain celebrities which are against promoting fairness creams. Right? In Pakistan, there are also several celebrities who have claim that they don't support the whitening creams and all that. So the companies producing the fairness creams have to keep these things in mind, that how will the legal factors impact the company, right? Other than that, the government, the companies have to keep in mind that how much government is spending on that particular industry. For example, in case of Pakistan, government is spending a lot on our military industry, right? On they have a huge budget for that, so the products which are made within the border, the military products which are made within Pakistan have a great value in Pakistan. They have a great their GDP is good. Their GDP is gross domestic product. Their gross value is very higher in Pakistan as compared to any other industry. So the companies selling military products are flourishing. Yeah. So there was a general example about Coca-Cola in your books. I have explained it here. Keeping in mind the socio-cultural factors of Coca-Cola, baby boomers. Who are baby boomers? People who are born in the time of 1947 till 1950 something. The people who were basically alive in the Second World War are the baby boomers. So if Coca-Cola has to do environmental analysis, keeping in mind the factors, socio-cultural factors, so they'll see that baby boomers are not at a huge market. They'll not prefer our drink. They have done that research. Okay, it's an authentic research. While on the other hand, the millennials, which is your generation and our generation, this generation really likes drinking Coca-Cola. So there's the age analysis. They are doing age analysis basically in this socio-cultural part. Technological, while in terms of technology, Coca-Cola has introduced new canning, new cans which are easy to drink. Maybe they are compatible, yeah, or easy to waste. And other than that, the political factors, increased health standards for bottling. Yeah, political factors. In the US they have health standards which companies have to maintain in order to launch a product in the US. So Coca-Cola has to keep in mind all the political and legal factors of the US. The economic factors, so economic growth in Pakistan, Coca-Cola has a slow economic growth. Pakistan has slow economic growth, so they have launched their short the packaging of which is of 25 rupees, the shishe wali bottle or half liter. It's not available in many countries with great economies. Yeah. So global factors. What are the global factors? Increase in acceptance of carbonated drinks in India and China. Carbonated drinks were banned in India and China back in I don't know the year exactly, but they are now not banned in Pakistan as well. If you take an example of Pakistan, it's banned in schools. Coca-Cola and carbonated drinks are banned in schools. So Coca-Cola has to come up with any strategy which will make it easier for the company to sell their products in the college students. Otherwise they'll not be able to market that specific class. So yeah, that is done, and we are done with our second lecture. We have studied the general environmental factors, right, of external environment. In the next lecture we will be studying the internal environment and the task environment, right? So yeah, now coming to the assignment, what you need to do is you have to write 2 examples on the importance of demographics, the age, gender, religion, each and everything. You have to tell me that how important are demographics in a business environment, how it affects businesses, right? How demographic factors such as people age affect a particular business. For example, as I have already mentioned the example, so yeah, I don't need to tell anymore. 4 differences between internal and external environment. This you need to do after delivering lecture number 3, when you will get to know about the internal factors. So yeah, you tell me about the difference between the 2 environments.